Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Rudy Gobert is considered a controversial player who causes problems for many other players, but he is also an elite defensive player, with 4 NBA Defensive Player of the Year titles. Rudy Gobert grabbed rebounds and made great blocks, so he would fit in perfectly with the Lakers. Trade suggestion: the Lakers, signing Rudy Gobert, will become a super team and have a good chance of making the NBA Finals next season. Exciting times are ahead for the Los Angeles Lakers. When the 2025-26 season starts, they will have a full season with Luka Doncic and LeBron James. On paper, they have a solid chance of being in the conversation with the other contenders in the West. However, the Lakers need to address their big man problem. The Minnesota Timberwolves constantly picked on that during their first-round series, which led to a gentleman's sweep. The Lakers can't sweep it under the rug, and the one team that could help them with this issue is, in fact, the Timberwolves. Minnesota will try to get under the NBA's second tax apron while maintaining their status as a contender in the Western Conference. The Lakers would make sense as a trade partner in that regard. Clutch Point's Bailey Bassett proposed a trade to solve their big man problem, but it would come at a significant cost. He outlined a deal that sends Rudy Gobert to LA in exchange for Austin Reeves, Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber. Gobert is still an elite defensive player, Bassett wrote. The 4-time Defensive Player of the Year is still one of the best rim protectors in the NBA. Ultimately, the Lakers just need a big body who can take up space down low and collect rebounds. Gobert is entering the first year of his 3-year, $109 million contract extension, via Spotrac. At 32 years old, he averaged 12 points, 10.9 rebounds, and 1.4 blocks while shooting nearly 67% from the field. Those are some of the lowest he's averaged in years. However, he's still a quality center that the Lakers could use. Analyzing fits of 11 potential targets for Lakers to fill their most glaring need. It is well known that the Los Angeles Lakers are desperately searching to fill their biggest need this offseason. But what is General Manager Rob Pelinka looking for in a new center? Who are the realistic targets for the Lakers, and what does it mean for Jackson Hayes? Los Angeles has been linked to nearly every NBA center since rescinding their trade for Charlotte Hornets' Mark Williams. The Lakers' lack of a quality big man is being cited as a major reason for their first-round departure. We know this offseason, one of our primary goals is going to be to add size in our frontcourt at the center position, Pelinka said during his joint end-of-season media availability with coach J.J. Redick on May 1. We know we have a lot of work to do on the roster, and it will look different next year, for sure. Analyzing fits of 10 potential targets for Lakers to fill their most glaring need. In LA's 5-game loss to Minnesota, the Lakers were outscored by an average of 7.1 points and out-rebounded by nearly 5 rebounds a game. More significantly, the Lakers were 14th in rebounding percentage, as they ranked last in defensive rebounding percentage at 63.5%. Moreover, the Lakers' centers were among the least efficient in the league after the All-Star break. In 35 games following the All-Star break, the Lakers' 5 men averaged 14.1 points along with 11.5 rebounds and 1.5 blocks. Lakers' 2025-26 salary cap situation. Los Angeles has 12 players under contract for the upcoming year with a salary cap hit of $191.58 million. Therefore, the Lakers enter the offseason as a taxpayer and just $16.2 million below the second apron. However, some variables surrounding the Lakers' salary cap situation remain. LeBron James, $52.6 million, and Dorian Finney-Smith, $15.3 million, hold player options. While James could do the Lakers a solid by reworking his deal, Finney-Smith projects to exercise his option. Jordan Goodwin, $2.3 million, has a team option, while Shake Milton's $3 million salary is non-guaranteed. If James and Finney-Smith do indeed opt in, the Lakers would essentially have the NBA taxpayer exception, which means they will likely have to trade for the center they want. The Lakers don't have a ton of assets and likely wouldn't consider trading Rui Hachimura or Austin Reeves. That would leave Dalton Knecht and the Lakers' limited draft assets as potential trade chips. Knecht had his up and down shooting the ball this past season, knocking down 1.8 threes at a 37.1% clip. The Lakers have just 2 tradable first-round selections, 2028, 2031. They also have 1 second-round pick, 2025. Speaking of the Lakers' desirable centers, what are they looking for in their next 5-man? In terms of center traits, it would be great to have a center that was a vertical threat, lob threat, and someone that could protect the interior defensively, Pelinka continued. Those would be key. However, multiple types of centers can be highly effective in the league. There's also spread centers that can protect the rim, he added. We'll look at those as well. I wouldn't want to limit the archetype, but we know we need a big man. Who are the Lakers' reported top targets? Orange County Register's Kobe Price recently revealed 9 players who the Lakers could realistically pursue. Price said that Dallas' Daniel Gafford and Brooklyn's Nick Claxton have been mentioned most recently as top targets for the Lakers. Daniel Gafford. Gafford makes a lot of sense for the Lakers. Gafford has good size and is a physical player who fits exactly what the Lakers are looking for in a center. The 26-year-old has played alongside Luka Doncic and is highly efficient around the rim on both ends. He is an elite offensive rebounder and shot blocker. Gafford is coming off a career season. The 6'10", 265-pounder averaged 12.3 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 1.8 blocks while shooting 70.2% from the field. He posted 6 20-point games and 8 double-doubles this past season. However, there is a problem with the Lakers' plan to acquire Gafford. The Lakers would have to trade for Gafford, who is under contract with the Mavericks, and there have been no indications that the Mavericks are interested in moving him. While Gafford is earning a reasonable $14.3 million, he is limited offensively, and fouling is a recurring issue. Plus, Gafford will be a free agent next summer. There are also questions about whether the Mavericks would be willing to make another trade with the Lakers in light of the aftermath of the Doncic trade with their fanbase, Price said. And the Lakers would need assurances that Gafford would stay with the franchise beyond the 2025-26 season if they traded for him. Nick Claxton. Claxton is somewhat more debatable. Claxton fits the Lakers' desires in a center and possesses similar qualities to Gafford. However, Claxton is coming off a poor season and is not very efficient, though he is more versatile than Gafford on both ends. Claxton averaged 10.3 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 1.4 blocks while shooting 56.3/23.8/51.3. He topped the 20-point mark twice and posted 13 double-doubles last season. For the Lakers to acquire Claxton, they would have to trade for the athletic 26-year-old. Claxton has 3 years and over $69.4 million left on a contract extension that he signed last summer. Here is what Price said about the possibility of the Lakers acquiring Claxton. The Lakers would have to send out more high-salaried players in a trade for Claxton compared to Gafford, Price said. Claxton signed a descending contract, meaning he'll take up less cap space annually over the course of his deal. Clint Capella. Clint Capella is a free agent. Capella has been in decline over the past several seasons and is very limited offensively. Still, the 32-year-old fits the mold of what the Lakers want in a center. He is a monster on the boards and an elite shot blocker, though he is no longer the defender he once was. Limed to 55 games last year for Atlanta due to a hand ligament injury, Capella averaged 8.9 points along with 8.5 rebounds and 1.0 blocks. He did produce 11 double-doubles and topped the 20-point mark twice. Here is more from Price. Capella is still a reliable defender, especially near the rim, and he could be a low-minute starter or high-minute reserve. He's not a good long-term starting center solution, but he could be a good candidate for the $5.7 million taxpayer mid-level exception the Lakers will have at their disposal. Goga Bitadze. Goga Bitadze has developed into a reliable big man. Bitadze is more skilled offensively than the 3 players mentioned above and arguably a better interior defender than them as well. However, he isn't great laterally and gets exposed on the perimeter. Like the others, Bitads is an elite rebounder and rim protector. The 25-year-old is coming off a career season as he averaged 7.2 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 1.4 blocks as a part-time starter for Orlando. He scored in double figures in 24 of 70 appearances, topping the 20-point plateau once, and compiled 15 double-doubles. Bitads still has 2 more years and approximately $16 million remaining on his contract. The Magic have several quality frontcourt players on their roster, so they may be willing to deal. Day'Ron Sharpe. Day'Ron Sharpe is an athletic 6'11" wide body who has flashed potential, though he has struggled to stay on the floor. The 23-year-old has only played 159 games over the last 3 seasons. However, he has been very productive. Sharpe is a load in the low post with a lot of length. He is an excellent rebounder and shot blocker. He is a solid defender overall. Sharpe posted career highs across the board. Sharpe averaged 7.9 points, 6.6 rebounds, 3.0 offensive, and 1.8 assists in less than 20 minutes over 50 appearances. He reached double figures 14 times and 4 double-doubles. Sharpe's availability is currently unknown. He projects to be a restricted free agent, although that could change if Brooklyn decides not to offer him a qualifying offer. The Nets own his bird rights, therefore, a sign-and-trade is a possibility. According to Eric Slater of Clutch Points, the Lakers attempted to swing a deal for the UNC product at the trade deadline. Jericho Sims. Jericho Sims is a bruiser who excels on defense and on the glass. The 26-year-old finishes well around the hoop, mainly dunks, but is a non-factor otherwise. He is a good, not elite shot blocker. Sims is an unrestricted free agent who will likely be had for the veteran minimum. Just as in the case of Sharpe, the Lakers were reportedly interested in acquiring Sims before New York sent him to Milwaukee at the trade deadline. The Lakers considered adding bruising 6'10" center Jericho Sims, sources said, before he was moved from New York to Milwaukee, according to ESPN's Dave McMenamin previously wrote. Sims would have fit the stuff around the margins category that Pelinka vowed the team would explore during Doncic's introductory news conference because, the GM said, the market for bigs right now is very dry. There's just not a lot available. Luke Kornet. Luke Kornet is a pro's pro. While Kornet does not possess a flashy or overwhelming skill set, he works hard and has excellent size. Kornet is an outstanding offensive rebounder and shot blocker. He is also a solid defender overall while being extremely efficient over the last 3 seasons. Kornet averaged 6.0 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 1.0 blocks in 73 appearances. He scored in double figures 15 times and produced 3 double-doubles. Overall, he has made 65.4% of his shots in his 5 seasons with Boston. Kornet is an unrestricted free agent and likely a cheap one at that. Larry Nance Jr. Larry Nance Jr.'s 2024 to 2025 season was cut short due to a right medial femoral condyle fracture. It is unknown if he will miss any time this upcoming season. But the 32-year-old was productive in the 24 games he appeared in for Atlanta. Nance is a bit undersized as a center and is not an elite rebounder or shot blocker. However, Nance is still extremely athletic and a solid offensive rebounder. He also would give the Lakers a floor spacer. Nance Jr., who played for the Lakers for 2+ seasons, is an unrestricted free agent and is expected to cost little. Precious Achiuwa. Precious Achiuwa is another intriguing prospect for the Lakers, as the 25-year-old boasts a high motor and excels on the glass and defensively. However, he is a non-factor offensively and not a great shot blocker. In 57 games this past season, Achiuwa averaged 6.6 points and 5.6 boards while playing 21 minutes a contest. He scored in double figures 15 and registered 3 double-doubles. Achiuwa is an unrestricted free agent. Naz Reid. Naz Reid has a player option for the 2025-26 season, but he reportedly is expected to decline it. If that is the case, Reid will be way too expensive for the Lakers. However, it is conceivable that he could decline the option and work out a sign-and-trade with Minnesota. Last word. Depending on whether the Lakers decide to go the free agent route or trade, they may be able to afford two of the players listed above. Even if they do acquire a center they see as an upgrade, I don't believe that means Jackson Hayes' tenure with the Lakers is necessarily over. Hayes, who is an unrestricted free agent, possesses the quality that the Lakers are looking for in a five-man. However, he is not as talented as some of the players listed above and does not possess elite-level rim protection or rebounding skills. Still, he could have a role with the team as a backup or emergency center. Of the 1-0 players, here is a look at who I believe the Lakers should focus their attention on. 1. Reed, if they decide to go the trade route. 2. Sharp, 3. Betads, 4. Capella, on a cheap deal, 5. Gafford, 6. Akioa, 7. Cornette.